leaders, that should be leading, misleading. I am not forgetting the fact that I am in Nigeria. If you watch most of my videos, I will always say, Nigeria, my country. Nigeria, I hail thee. It is still my darling country, where nothing surprises me anymore. You just wake up and you just hear things that are like, and you be like, God, is this possible? He rubbished everybody and felt good about it. Now, this is my concern. As a man, before the of God, as a man, you see, the additional of on God means he was supposed to have the fear of God. He was supposed to know God better than every other man. He was supposed to do better than every other man. A lot of better was supposed to be attached to him as a man. But what he even did, a so-called devil incarnate will not try such. Now, people left and they felt, well, that is the worst he can do. You know, he's opposition for 2 years, that in 2 years. But one thing I want to bring into this is betrayal doesn't bring growth anyway, because you feel, okay, he has betrayed. Let's see how long it will last. While we are waiting for the how long, of course, a betrayal doesn't have anything good to offer in the first instance. Let's see how long it will go. You know, there is a standstill kind of a thing. Nothing good comes out of betraying. Betraying anyone. I am telling you that I am so sure about. God is not in support. Nature is not in support. Organization, nothing good ever comes out of betraying anyone. Let me stop there so I can give opportunity for other questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for that. Now, moving forward, let's look at the social disparity when we talk about social status, whereby oppression from the rich to the poor, having to use people for your own gain, not minding how they feel because you're not in the same class with them. And let's look at it also in the angle of the political settings, where we have people put their trust in a man, put them in power, and at the end of the day, the person is turning around doing otherwise, and maybe not meeting up with the mandates, the promises, and all of that, which of course you were able to mention over time. Now let's look at all of this and see the angle that people are getting it wrong and how we can help make the society a better place where people do not have. Of course, it's been like that for quite a while. It might not go out so soon, but there should be something that can be done to mitigate this kind of behavior when it comes to such a setting.
Social disparity, I have here as an unequal distribution of resources, which you have mentioned earlier, opportunities, and privileges. It's unfortunate among different social groups within a society. Honestly, when we were driving down to the studio to do this, my head has been aching. I said, Oni, why is it that people with good hearts are not as richly blessed as this wicked, mean people? Honestly, my husband said, people with good hearts are too good. He said, you mentioned that they have good hearts. Everything they have, they give out. He said, how will their riches be much? I didn't agree with that. He said, it is only a shrewd person, a mean person, a very wicked person that can say no at all levels that will be extremely rich. I know where he's coming from. I understood him so well, but I just don't want to agree. That is what I have said. Unequal distribution of resources, of opportunities and privileges among different social groups. It arises from differences in factors such as wealth, education, healthcare, employment, and social status. I am a coach that moves from one secondary school to another. Most times when I get to some schools, before I go into my sessions, I will go to a corner and I will cry my eyes out. You know why? I attended a private school while I was growing up. I don't know if I've mentioned it in any of the videos on DNTWOK. I attended a school called Ewela Primary School at Charity back then in Lagos. I moved on to Zennia College Ikeja. If you're following me and listening to the areas, my Zennia College was off Toyin Street in Ikeja. In my SS3, my father had some challenges and I went to Egbaodeda High School in one village in Abeokuta. That was when I knew the difference. When Daddy drove me to the school, when I had to write my WAEC, I didn't say a word. He just noticed tears were just, my father just noticed his daughter was in tears. If I'm permitted to say that, I was like, hey, coming from a private school, I mean a private school that no teacher ever touched me. I was never beaten. No, you know what? If I have to handle corporal punishment in schools, the person that will win me will try, because I went to a school where for once, I was never touched. So this situation where teachers will now beat students to death, slap students, sounds to me like madness. I can't see any reason in it. You don't have to beat me. My father sent me to school. He paid my school fees so that you teach me. You're not supposed to eat me. You know why I said each time I go for these sessions, I cry? I would always say to these children, they have been cheated by nature. By nature. It's not their fault. When I was going to school, okay, I ended up in my secondary school, in the school hostel. And you needed to see my box. My locker was always filled like a mini supermarket. I'm sure you understand that. I had everything in 6 or in 12s. So, meanwhile, a private school, I was supposed to have lunch, breakfast, and all that. This is what I'm trying to say. I was never hungry. But you see, these children I go to coach, most of them leave their homes without food. They have torn school uniforms. They have very, very bad school sandals. They are doing their menstrual cycle with rags. They look unkempt. They look tattered. They look dirty. You would see in them how much nature has cheated them. Then you will have around them in their community just one person with 6 cars. I don't have any sense of entitlement. If you're watching me, don't get me wrong. Yes, God has blessed them. But they have hungry people in their community, in that same society, and they are not moved. They are not moved. I was still telling someone that the rate at which adults, full grown-up adults, come to my house to ask for assistance is alarming. I don't mock them. Normally, I don't know if they'll have access to this. I'm not too sure about that. I don't even talk about it. But in my own little way, if it's just Gary, whatever it is, but I have never for once made anyone feel bad about coming to me for assistance. I don't mock people. I know how hard it is for everybody. And that's why I said we are all blessed. It only differs. In a society where we have people, individuals with 6, 7, 8 cars. 6, 7, 8 cars. I am not having a spirit of entitlement. No. and you have someone that cannot have a meal in the same community, in the same society, and you are not moved, are you human? I'm just asking a question, like Trump asked our leaders, that if after 59 years, you have been unable to fix Nigeria, are you human? I am so sorry, but that is what social disparity has done to us. Common types, I have mentioned them already. Economic disparity, education disparity, which I have mentioned, healthcare disparity, gender disparity. You will hear someone, I was in an organization, and I would always flaunt myself. I am intelligent, I am bold, I am beautiful, I am fearless. That is Olatunde, and I am proud I am. And a man, while they were giving suggestions, honestly, I was like this. I didn't say anything. But after about 7 of them had spoken, I wasn't just pleased with what all of them suggested. So I signified and I said something. And others accepted that, wow, they never thought towards that direction. You know, a plus for me. That this singular man was like, madam, you're a woman. You don't talk when men are talking. You are a talkative. He felt he wanted to insult me. He didn't have an incline of who he was coming for. I said, excuse me, sir. I am not a talkative. I am a talk merchant. Wow. Let me correct that. I am not a talkative. I am a talk merchant. I said, and when I talk senses. I said, I just don't blab like you do. I said, you are always blabbing. I said, I talk sense. You had spoken before I spoke. Your suggestion was not accepted. I just spoke. And I just spoke sense. Though he gave me knock when he had the opportunity. But I made him realize that being a female is not, in fact, I hate men that think women are not supposed to talk. I don't have such a husband. So when I meet such a man, I will put him where he belongs. But we have gender disparity. When you are among men, they expect you to just sit like an atole, like an idiot, like a mediocre. I am not one. I am loaded. I am enough. I am bold. I am intelligent. That is really terrible. I remember the particular House of Assembly in the North I heard that is building without a female toilet. The person in power, yes, built it without a female toilet. You can see the passion for this topic is hot because he never expected that one day a speaker would be a female would emerge. And lo and behold, as things were happening, they had speakers that were females. And there was no toilet. There was no ladies for that. You can imagine. Thank God for female. And the last one, political disparity. The same thing. They feel she's a woman. No, she doesn't deserve that position yet. You know what is amazing? Except for women that are disgracing women. When women occupy positions, I believe we are supposed to do better than men. Because women can handle a whole lot of things successfully. When I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm like, I did this, I'm like, I did that. My husband will shout at me, see, I'm not a machine. It's you that is a machine. You can handle 10 things together. I am not wired like you. And I will smile that, okay, what is special about my wiring? Thank you.
Now, quickly, as we round up, how can someone heal from betrayal, especially when it's coming from someone you love so much or someone you trust and submit to?
Just this morning, my mentor posted something on his status and I was shocked because it happens to be something I am going through presently. I was shocked. I didn't know my mentor too had blood in his veins and it could be that broken. I was shocked. My mentor is very huge and he looks like a giant. So I was trying to judge him for his physical looks. And when he posted that, I saw his status this morning. I said, mentor, this is so me. This is so of your mentee this morning. And he said, Dupe, what's happening? And I shared some things that happened to me in the course of the week. And he said, Dupe, this is the kind of world we have found ourselves. He wanted to call me, but I told him to hold on, that I had a Zoom session. I don't want to be distracted and all that. Now, I have here ways you can avoid it, you can heal. The first one is, I want to say, is choose your relationships wisely. See, we see these red flags. That's the truth. Something is happening to me right now. Somebody that has betrayed me once, is trying to come back and she's trying to sweet talk me. When I'm still trying to consider it, she's already betraying me again. Now ask me, Modupeola, are you okay? This person betrayed me terribly. Terribly, I went into depression. It was grace of God that they allowed me to take chemical. Now we are back together. She's proposing some things, and I'm almost falling. While I'm still considering it, there is another backstab that is so obvious. And if I'm telling you, this person, when you see her, she looks like an angel. She looks very harmless. In fact, if she is on this side of the video and she is talking, you'll be like, Modupeola, you are a liar. Such people, they make the good ones look like the bad ones. Meanwhile, they are the she-devils. Surround yourself with people who have proven to be trustworthy. Times over times. I have here, set clear boundaries. In Yoruba, there is a word, when there are no boundaries or rulings or what do I say it, constitutions, there should be no sins. In Yoruba, it is said, Ìlú tí ò sí òfin, ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ò sí. I'm sorry, I have to say that. Set boundaries. Avoid oversharing. Don't be foolish, Auntie Dupe. You have a secret. When we were growing up, my mom would tell me, go to a cracked wall. Say whatever is bothering you into the cracked wall. The wall will keep your secrets than any human being. You don't just share things people should not know about you. You first avoid things that would make people break you first. Don't overshare with anybody. You yourself, be honest and be loyal. Sometimes what goes around comes around.
Sure.
But I was asking my husband this morning, that is something wrong with me? My husband said, nothing is wrong with you. You are just unfortunate to be meeting bad people. I had to question myself if I am the problem of myself. But, there was this clarity that you are okay. So I think I need to start setting boundaries now. And I need to look out for red flags. Set boundaries. Pay attention to little. If someone has betrayed others before, of somebody that has betrayed somebody, the person is now coming to you. You are sure of the betrayal, and the person is coming to you telling you otherwise. Be careful. Another one, address issues early. As you see it unfolding, address it. Then lastly, have a backup plan. Have a backup. So that when it comes, it will be a complete shocker. It will be like, oh, I was prepared for it. My shock absorber is very, very sound. Have a backup plan. Don't sell too much of yourself. Now, when it happens, look for things you love doing. Look for things that, we have different ways of blessing people, of impacting lives. Do more of such things during your time of betrayal so that you don't brood over rubbish. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time. That was a very, very, detailed session with you, talking to you. And I hope people out there have been able to learn one or two things. Let's be wise with what we do. Thank you so much, Ma. And to you out there, thank you too for being part of the show. I just wanted to know that according to what she said in Yoruba, is where there is no law, there is no sin. So please do your best to go by the rules. Avoid being a betrayal. You betrayal to yourself if you don't want to be betrayed. So let's do things right. Let's look out for one another. Let's try to protect one another and don't step on people to rise. It's very important. Until next time, when I come your way again, be safe and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.